Welcome to Mary's wedding. This is region champion show. We competed at one act 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? 2 or 3 weeks ago. Whatever. But we are traveling to Perry, Georgia this weekend to compete at state competition. I've been asked to all silence your cell phones, no flash photography, and enjoy Mary's wedding.
Hello out there, and thank you for coming. Before we begin, there is something I have to tell you. Tonight is the night before Mary's wedding. It's a July wedding on a Saturday morning in the year of 1920, 2 years after the end of the Great War, or as you now know it, the First World War. So, tomorrow's Mary's wedding, and tonight is just a dream. I ask you to remember that. It begins at the end and ends at the beginning. There are sad parts, but don't let that stop you from dreaming it too.
Starts the same. I dream it is dawn, in a field. I'm in my wedding dress. I'm out there looking for flowers to my bouquet. It is a quiet and peaceful morning. But then I see someone walking. At first, he is no one in particular, just a figure walking. But then, I see that I know him. He has a face that I know well. He smiles and I follow his eyes to a horse sleeping in the dark grass. It has been a long, cold night, but the morning sun warms them. That's when it starts to rain. Slowly at first, then heavy and heavier. And he and his horse don't move, and I always wonder why. They should find some shelter, a tree or a barn, but they just stand there looking up into the rainstorm, getting ready to count the thousands from the flush to the rumble. I call to them, but they never hear me, but I call to them anyway. Run, Charlie, run, please! Ride away from them, get in from the storm. But they just stand there very still. Then, just before a white flash like lightning cuts them into a sharp outline, Charlie says something. I cannot make it out. And then it goes dark. And before the words Charlie says can form into understanding into my head, there is thunder. When I can see again, I'm running down the turn in the road, down from the old bridge into the barn. This is years ago. It is a downpour and I've been caught in it. I'm soaking wet. My mother will be worried. Inside, it smells of wood, old rope, and horse.
1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, 5 1,000.
Was that just 5? Shh. Is it coming closer?
What does it sound like?
You're more frightened than your horse is.
What makes you think I'm afraid?
Oh, nothing at all.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000. Shit! I'm sorry. I swear too much. I'm trying to quit. It's coming closer.
I hope so. I love thunderstorms.
I'm not scared. I just don't like getting caught out in the rain so much.
Only the rain? You're not a bit frightened by the thunder and lightning?
No. Well, a little bit. When I was 6, a tree out of the schoolyard got struck by lightning. When it struck, we jumped up out of our seats. Mr. McKenzie, our teacher, had been reading the Charge of the Light Brigade to us, and when he jumped, he threw his book.
He didn't.
He did too. Hit a kid in the third desk in the back of the head.
Oh, really?
Yes, sir, with Tennyson. Flash, bang, it hit the tree out in the yard. Scorched the branch to just swing right off. The branch was this big around. 1 1,000, 2 1,000.
It's going to be all right. It's coming closer, then it'll pass. There's nothing to be frightened about.
Yes, there is.
Only if you mind getting a little wet.
1 1,000, 2 1,000.
Do you know what I do when I'm afraid? I just talk to myself.
Talk to yourself?
Yes, I sing a song or recite a poem. Do you know any poems?
The Charge of the Light Brigade.
How does it go?
I don't remember all of it.
I'll help you. Half a league.
Half a league forward.
Onward.
Onward. Right. Into the Valley of Death, road to 600. Onward, the Light Brigade.
Forward.
Forward, the Light Brigade, charge for the guns, he said. Into the mouth of hell rode the 600.
Forward the Light Brigade, was there a man dismayed? Not though the soldier knew someone had blundered. There's not to make reply.
There's not to reason why. There's but to do or die. Into the valley of death rode the 600. 1, 1,000, 2, 1,000, 3, 1,000, 4, 1,000.
See?
It's going away.
They always do. Well,
What's your name? Sorry.
Mary Thomas.
I'm Charles Edwards. Charlie, really.
It's nice to meet you, Charlie Edwards.
I don't know you. I mean, I've lived here almost all my life, and I don't think I've ever seen or met you before.
My mother and I just arrived here to join my father.
Where from?
From England, to live in the wilds of the Canadas with the colonists, as my mother put it. We crossed the Atlantic on the liner.
I've never seen the ocean. What was it like?
Blue.
I thought it might be blue.
I still dream of it sometimes.
You dream a lot?
All the time. The most lovely dreams.
Me too.
What are yours about?
Oh, I don't know. Barns, not quite as exciting as crossing the ocean.
Oh, I think bonds are very exciting. They're all the rage in London. Well, the storm is gone.
There's no point in staying out here all night.
Yes, my mother will think I was abducted by savages.
We can give you a ride home. We'll have you there in no time.
It's not that far.
You scared of something?
He swings the barn door open in the sky's sunset blue clear, with one bright star and more coming. The smell of trees and grass after a rain pushes the stuffy barn away. Charlie seems to change. He reaches his arm up and puts his foot into the stone. He is now 10 feet tall above me.
Are you coming up? Here, take my hand.
I'm up in the saddle and I can't do anything but move closer to him.
Hold on, Mary. We'll have you home soon.
The long blades of grass blend together and blur. The fence posts smudge as they rise up and by. The evening air is turned to wind as the horses' hoofs thunder and pound and splash. Thunder and pound and splash onto the hollow wood of the bridge. I think it is fear that I'm feeling, at least. I think it is fear. The speed, the noise, breathing and thundering of this form, that was terrified and hiding one moment, and fearless and flying with me the next. Fearless and flying with me body to body beside me.
Here, Mary, take my hand.
And when I know that what I'm feeling is not fear, but something new, when I know that what I'm feeling is something entirely different, Charlie is already gone. And I'm walking the 30 stones to my mother's front door. I'm walking the 30 wet stones, and my heart is beating as fast as a charge. And my feet are carrying me as slowly as a snail. That night, I dream only of Charlie. I dream of white dresses, flowers, little babies, and Charlie is there for all of it. I see him with horses. I see him running with them, riding in fields, in forests, in evenings and in mornings. I see him riding down to the sea. I see him on an ocean liner. The war is on, and the Canadians are headed to England, then France, and before long, the heart of Germany.
I can't believe it. We're finally joining the fight. Me, Trooper Edwards, 1st Troop, C Squadron, and the Lord's Strathcona's Horse Regiment.
But the strange thing is, I was never here. I was never here with the people on the shore. This is not how we said goodbye. When Charlie sailed, I was 2 days away by train. But it's like a great birthday party. There are children waving and babies in mothers' arms. All those arms and voices.
Look at that. Isn't that something?
The bands and pipes play all across the waves, and the men on the deck all wave back. I'll see you, Charlie.
I'll charge the Germans for you. I'll be home soon. I'll see you, Mary.
I'm
Going to marry that girl. Dear Mary, the weather's been nice ever since we left the St. Lawrence. Someone volunteered 1st Troop to be on the boat with all the horses. Every inch of it's covered with them, so they've got us sleeping up on deck in hammocks.
The ships move like ghosts, steadily humming through the Atlantic. They're not pretty white like I remember from when I was a girl. They have been painted grey to be harder to spot by even the U-boats. Not a ship has a light on. There are thousands of stars. The moon, and the single coal of a cigarette flickering further along the deck. It flickers and falls into the silver waves. Nice night.
That it is. You on watch?
Just out for a walk.
Is that you?
Of course it's me.
Sergeant Flowerdew?
And in that dream, I am the sergeant.
I'm sorry, sir. I thought you were someone else.
Who do you think I was, a girl in a nightie? As you were, man, and don't call me sir. I work for a living. You on watch?
I was earlier. Now I just can't sleep.
What seems to be the problem?
Just thinking.
Well, what about?
A girl, Sergeant.
Well, if you're going to be up all night thinking, I reckon that's the best thing to be thinking about. Your first crossing, Edwards?
Yes. I've never seen the ocean before. Heard good things about it, though.
It's very calm. Right.
Blue.
What's her name? Your girl's name?
Mary, Sergeant.
Mary Sargent?
No, Mary Chalmers. I don't know any Mary Sargent.
Charlie and Mary.
Mary and Charlie. It doesn't really ring, does it?
Oh, it rings just fine. Try going through your life with a name like Gordon Muriel Flowers. They called me Flowers when I was a boy. And now that I told you, I reckon be all over the regiment before we see land.
I won't tell the regiment your nickname if you don't tell them I was up and couldn't sleep because I was afraid.
Charlie, listen, this sailing isn't our kind of war. We'll be back on land, back on our horses soon enough, and we'll make it to France before the Germans, and they'll be in for it, eh?
Maybe we'll take them into charge, then they'll be in for it.
Maybe, Charlie. Can he give you some advice? From someone with some experience dreaming of someone far away. Don't think about her too much, or you'll see her in everything. Everywhere you look.
I already do.
Well, get some sleep. We've got lots to do tomorrow. Feeding horses and shoveling. There's a lot of shoveling, let me tell you.
Yes, Sergeant.
There are lots of bags to be carried as well.
Yes, Sergeant. Fine. Oh, good morning.
Oh, it's good morning to you. I wasn't sure you'd recognize me.
I did. I do. I mean, how are you?
I'm well. I'm me.
I thought you were you. I just didn't think you'd recognize me.
Oh, I did. It just took a moment.
Well, I'm dry and there's no storm, and I'm not shaking.
That's why. Charlie Edwards. I remember. This is a few days after we first met in the bar. This really happened. Well, most of it. He was in town, loading his father's wagon. I always see him first. I wonder if he'll recognize me. We play a little game. It's called We Don't See Each Other at All. Oh, hello.
Oh, hello.
Oh, hello. I was in town, picking up the post.
Looks like you got it.
My mother's organizing the church tea this Saturday.
Oh, tea? Saturday?
You haven't heard. It's becoming quite the event. My mother loves to make a good impression.
I don't go to very many teas.
I don't like them much either.
Well, I'd have to go to know for sure. Are you going to be there?
Yes, I'll be there.
Oh, good. The other day, during the storm, thanks for helping me remember that poem. Maybe someday I'll be able to return the favor.
It was no trouble, and thanks for the ride home. It was nice.
It was nice, wasn't it? I'm sorry about the swearing.
Oh, no trouble. I swear all the time. Bloody hell. Damn, damn, bloody hell, bullets. And that's how it happened in town. That's what we said, more or less. We were both happier to see each other than we let on. We were playing a little game. It's called Try Not to Let Your Heart Fly Out of Your Mouth.
I've got to get this home.
I'll see you then.
Maybe at the tea?
Maybe. If it's not rain.
Maybe even then.
And I'm at the tea, helping to make sure everything happens according to my mother's carefully orchestrated plan. I look all over the place for Charlie. Oh, there he is. He looks like a proper gentleman. He even combed his hair.
Good afternoon, Miss Chalmers.
Good afternoon, sir. Didn't expect to see you here.
Why, it's such a lovely day for tea.
Well, don't leave us in suspense. What do you make of it?
It's a tea. There's tea.
There is tea.
To tell you the truth, I don't feel like I quite belong.
Well, then you're doing very well for yourself, because you certainly look like you belong.
Really?
You look like a veteran of many teams.
Charge!
Your hair looks nice.
I comb it every day. I just combed it more today. I don't think I got all of it, though.
There's a bit standing out.
Where?
It's just a bit towards the back.
Did I get it?
No, it's still...
How's that?
Let me...
Ah, there's a lady waving at me. Boy, she's waving really hard. Must be a fire or something. Pants are in a knot. She's flopping around like an old hen.
Coming, Mother!
Your mother? Hello, Miss Chalmers. Wonderful tea. My first tea disaster.
I should really go and see what she wants before her arm flies off. Stay right here. Don't go anywhere.
Flopping around like an old hen?
That's when it starts to rain. Big wet spots on everyone's suits and dresses. Ladies scream and run for cover. A chair is overturned. A teacup shatters. Charlie should find some shelter, but he just stands there. Oh, I told him not to go anywhere.
1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000.
That was closer.
Mary!
The storm worsens, explodes. There are explosions. I see barbed wire.
This isn't good. This is no good.
He is knee-deep in mud. He ducks his head into his shoulders as the thunder claps and shells burst. It is his first night at the front.
1 1,000, 2 1,000. Oh my God, Mary's shit.
I'm right here, Charlie.
I swear too much. Bloody hell, damn, bloody hell.
A shell runs close. He is shouting under grace.
Make it quiet. Please make it quiet. Falling thunder, stormed out with shot and shell. We have to get out of here. I have to get out of here.
Charlie, listen to me. Boldly they rode him well into the jaws of death. He doesn't listen, or he cannot hear. He was told to stay where he was. That was his last order. Charlie, don't. Just as he is about to run, just as he is about to disobey his orders, another shell comes in. Up and behind Charlie, goes deep into the soaked earth, explodes, and everything goes upward into the rain. Charlie, look for just an instant. The Mars. The engraved zigzag of the trenches. The water-pocketed no man's land, reflecting like thousands of perfect tiny mirrors. Flights of machine gun fire streaking quickly, brighten out. There again, quickly, brighten out. You can see it all from here. Charlie, look for just an instant, please. He sits up, chest deep in water, mud dripping off of his nose and helmet, trying to sense if all of his body is still there with him.
Into the mouth of hell, road to 600. Arms, legs, fingers, toes. I can see. Oh, that was a loud one.
Are you all there?
Yes, I think so. Is everything okay with your mother?
Oh, yes, just a little tea emergency.
A tea emergency?
She wanted to know who you were, if you were the dirty farm boy that saw me home the other night.
What'd you tell her?
Does he look like a dirty farm boy?
And what'd she say?
I'm sorry I wasn't more of a help to you out here all alone.
Oh, no. I was just about to run off, and then you saved the day.
The charge of the light brigade.
I'm glad I like it, because it's the only one I remember from school.
Why only that one?
Well, the charging on horseback parts, the wind in the sky, your heartbeat faster and louder than the hooves. You remember.
So, it's always like that then?
It's always something like that. Except the other day, there was something else. Something I never felt before.
Me too. What was it, do you think?
I think, maybe we could go riding again.
I'll be in town tomorrow afternoon, picking up the post, running some errands for my mother. Maybe we could bump into each other somewhere along the way?
Maybe by the old barn?
By the turn in the road?
Down from the old bridge? Maybe.
These things do happen sometimes, you know.
They do. Mary?
Charlie, you made it.
You didn't think I was going to, did you?
Well, I must admit, I was a little worried.
Shall we go for a ride?
Yes, shall we?
Come on, you can get on first.
I have a confession to make. I've never actually been on a horse by myself before.
What? A good English girl like you never studied equitation?
Equitation, no. Violin, piano, yes.
Well, I guess we'll have to teach you to ride like a colonist.
What do I do first?
Well, first we get you in the saddle. Next, we get you moving forward.
How do we do that?
I just gotta give her a little hint.
I have another confession to make.
You're scared of horses. You didn't seem so scared when we rode home together.
I was frightened, but in a different way. I was scared, but you were there with me. If you know what I mean.
I think I do. Scary, but good. Another?
If it's not too much trouble.
Scary, but good. I like it when you laugh.
I like laughing at you. I mean, I like it when you make me laugh.
Is kissing a dirty old farm boy the worst thing you've ever done?
Best thing I've ever done.
What would your mother think?
I'll do much worse. What's the worst thing you've ever done?
I don't know. I'll tell you when I do it. What is it? What's that look?
Nothing.
Not now, you have to tell me.
No, please forget that I mentioned it.
How do you know?
You told me in your letter today.
I really want to know.
You saw your first German soldier. Please, Charlie, you don't have to talk about this.
Tell me.
Coming back 10 yards from your barbed wire. He looked over before going to sleep.
You see that? Right there. Right there, Sergeant.
Who is it?
A scout or a sniper.
One of ours?
No. I don't know. No? What do we do?
We drop him. If he crosses that line, take him.
I see. Go back. Come on, go back. Please go back. Go back. Come on, please go back.
The sniper,
Go back.
the ghost,
Go
the
back.
German,
Please go back.
the person came closer and closer.
Go back.
Like he was trying to catch
Come
up to your
on.
patrol.
Go
and
back.
He kept
Please go
disappearing
back.
and appearing.
Go back.
And you wished he'd go back. You wished he
Go
would.
back. Come on.
But then he crossed the line. The flowers touched your shoulder. You held your breath. And your rifle made that sound. Of one quick stroke of an axe, chopping wood.
There was a splash, too. A splash when he dropped into the water. It's the worst thing I ever did.
Charlie, look at how pretty a night it is. All the stars around. Look right there.
It is pretty. God, I miss this.
Charlie, there's something I'd like to say to you.
Me too.
Charlie,
You what?
we've got lots of time.
That's what you wanted to tell me?
Something like that, yes. Charlie, wake up. Wake up, sleepyhead. Charlie, wake up!
Are we going over again, Sergeant?
No, we're not going over. Were you dreaming?
Yeah.
Well, dream about this then. We've been released. Pack up. 15 minutes.
Are we getting our horses back?
It's not that news. We're going to go over, rest up, clean up, and then we'll be back in the line.
Where?
Here. Or somewhere else, I don't know.
In the line, though.
In the line, where else?
Dear Mary, we all look forward to getting out of the line. We do our best to get the lice out of our clothes. Tonight, we stop by an abandoned barn to camp out. I go into the barn in the middle of the night to get out of the rain. Except it doesn't help because all the shell holes in the roof. It reminds me of our barn. I look for you there. It's so easy.
And down she came and found a boat. Beneath the willow left afloat. And round about the prow she rode, the Lady of Shalott.
Mary,
Charlie, there you are.
you're all alone.
Just me and a little poetry. The Lady of Shalott.
What's it about?
A maiden who falls in love with the knight.
Sounds nice.
They can't be together, so she dies of heartache floating down the river.
Oh, I see.
How did you know where I was?
Where else would I find you?
Did you go by my house?
I rode past. Said hello to your mother.
Or what did she say?
She said you were out with a boy.
My mother said that. Wonderful. She got her mind made up on the kind of men that I should marry.
Not one of the colonists?
Not dirty farm boy colonists anyways. Well, Charlie, you found me out. I'm secretly in love with Alfred Lord Tennyson. It's been quite torrid out here in the barn.
Mary, there's something I want to tell you. Maybe I'm not the right kind of, the right sort of, I have to go.
No, Charlie, wait. But Charlie doesn't wait. He leaves because of my mother. He leaves because he loves me. I don't know why he leaves. I see him working on his father's farm. I see him from the road when I pass. He works very hard. He doesn't look up. He thinks work will make him forget, but he's wrong. Stop a minute and listen to me.
Sergeant?
I was talking to the quartermaster. Charlie, put the bag down, Trooper. I want to talk to you.
I was listening.
I know, just take a seat. I was looking at the records, and it looks to me like you've been out in no man's land every night this week. And you volunteered to go out on patrol again tonight?
Everyone's got to do their share.
Yes, their share, not everyone else's. You'll tire yourself out. You'll get knocked out around on some stupid patrol in the mud. Or worse, you'll get me knocked. Now, is there something that you would like to say to me?
No.
You're not going out tonight. No patrols for you until I say so.
But Sergeant.
Save yourself. You don't want to use yourself up before your big charge. Before you get back to marry, do you? All right then, it's settled. You're not going out tonight. It's settled, right? Yes, Sergeant, is the answer to that question.
Yes, Sergeant. Did you get the news?
Yes, I got the news. Who hasn't?
Germany declared war on Great Britain.
And Canada pledged her support by offering troops. What did they really expect to happen? How did you get past my mother?
She let me in. Said you were in your reading.
She let you in. She's changed her opinion of farm boys and colonists all of a sudden.
I think she liked me after all.
I think she likes you more now than you're fighting for the British Empire.
Everyone's got to do their share.
Charlie,
I can shoot.
so what?
I can ride.
I know you can, but you don't have to.
I've always wanted to join the cavalry, like in the charge of the light brigade.
Like in the charge of the light brigade. Do you listen to yourself when you speak it? Not though that someone knew the soldier had blundered. Into the mouth of hell, into the valley of death.
But when can their glory fade? Honor the charge they made.
That's poetry, Charlie, not real life.
They need men who can ride. I can ride. I love to ride. The wind in the sky, your heartbeat louder and faster than the hooves. You remember. You know what it's like, Mary.
I just thought.
You thought what?
I just thought it was us. The wind, the sky, faster and louder than the hooves. If you don't come home, I'll die of heartache.
That's poetry, Mary, not real life. I have to go.
Sid, go.
But I want to ask you if you'll meet me in our barn tonight.
For what? Why?
I want to ask you something.
No, not if you're going to go.
But Mary.
If you're going to go to war, then go. I won't stop you.
Please meet me in our barn.
I said go away! Go! I watched Charlie after he leaves my house. And leads his horse down the dark road through the puddles left by the rain. I always wished right then for him to turn around. For him to turn around and come back to me, and he almost does. But then he remembers that I told him to go. And he follows after the flickering lightning at the edge of the sky.
Did you get the news, Sergeant?
Oh, sorry, Charlie, I was daydreaming there for a second. The enemy has been saving up for one last offensive. They hit the French hard and punched a 100-mile hole in the line.
100-mile hole in the line?
They're holding there now, waiting for reinforcements.
It's our job to fill in the hole.
We, as the Canadian cavalry, are to hold as long as we possibly can.
And if we don't?
Then they're going to gather steam and roll right into Paris.
Right over the river there?
Moray Wood, it's called. And from the sounds of it, there's a lot of them.
Maybe we'll take them in a charge. Then they'll be in for it.
Maybe, Charlie.
I'm going to get the charge. Mary, I'm going to get the charge. Flower stern sus. Listen up, boys. We're not going to attack here. The general thinks we should round back and meet up with our boys in the middle. All we have to do is go for a ride. And if we're lucky, we'll catch them retreating. We're all excited, and our horses can smell it. We head out. We round the back of Moray Wood. Open fields of blue and green, waves like the ocean. But there's men in those waves. Flower stands up tall in the saddle to see. Enemy troops, set in 2 lines, fixed bayonets, cannons, and machine guns on the flanks. An ambush. They open fire. There's hits among us. We can't turn back now. Flower flings out his saber. Flower's saber is rolling over and over, calling the charge on. He's shouting. I can hear it in my stirrups, my boots, and my spurs. I'm catching up to you, Flower Dew. Charge! 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 Flower's foot loses a stirrup. His foot twists. Flowers is down. We leap over him. I'm charging fast. I'm charging faster than anyone ever. I pull my arm as I strike command there. As we break into the kneeling second line, a man raises his rifle to use as a shield, and I club at his head. I strike once, twice, 3 times, and dismount. I fire at the cannons. I fire at the line of Germans, and I fire at the machine guns on the flanks. I fire at the men retreating. I fire, I reload. I fire, I reload. I sight the man careful. I fire, I do not get tired of it.
Are you all right?
I twisted my shoulder a little.
Nice scratch. I saw you.
You did?
You did it. You got your charge.
Hold still, Flowers. The stretcher barrels will be here soon.
Come with it once. It's through the legs.
Not too bad.
Bad enough, I'd say. 'Twill serve.
No, sir. No, sir. You earned yourself a ticket home.
Is there anyone else?
There's a lot more. A lot injured. It looks like we'll have a lot of company in the hospital.
Charlie, I saw you from where I fell. I was pinned under, but I can still see. You got there first. You got the charge.
I didn't know I was the only one. I thought everyone else was right behind me. I guess I was the only one charging. The charge? It wasn't poetry.
Are there 2 lines of Germans there now?
No, not anymore.
Then we did our share, and that will have to be enough. I told you you'd see her. Every way you look.
She's in everything. Dearest Mary, there is no more flowers. I want to meet you in our barn, and I never want to leave you again. I miss you so much. I miss you more than anything. I want to be home with you, and I never want to leave you again. I love you so much, and in the end you will be happy. I promise you that. You will be happy. Love, Charlie.
And this is how it ends. I never went to see him in the barn, but in this dream, I do. We're in the barn, Charlie is, waiting to sail away on the great ship full of horses. It's the night that he waited to ask me, and left the next morning. But in this dream, I go to see him. I go to stop him. I go to tell him.
Mary, I'm glad you came.
You didn't think I would, did you?
I wasn't too sure.
So, you're going?
I am. I have to. We'll charge him an outside of a year, and I'll be home before Christmas. That's what some people are saying. I'll write you all the time, I promise. Your mailbox will be full, all the time. You won't even miss me.
Yes. Yes, I will. Yes, I do. I miss you very badly. Every minute.
We'll be home before you.
Charlie.
Then we can be married.
Yes, that would be wonderful.
You'll be in one of those pretty white dresses, and we can have our portraits taken. We'll have children. Not right away, but we'll have children. 2 girls, 1 boy.
2 boys and 1 girl.
And we'll have horses for all the little colonists.
Charlie, that sounds lovely, but just listen. I went to get the post today.
Did I write?
There wasn't anything there.
Oh, well, I'm sure there'll be something tomorrow. Or the day after that. You know how slow the mail is.
There won't be any more letters.
What do you mean? I just promised to write you all the time.
The last one that arrived was the one from Moray Wood. The one where you told me you wanted to come home. You said, I want to come home. I want to meet you in our barn. And I never want to leave you again.
What is it, Mary? What happened?
You were in a field. You and all of your tents. And a German plane flew by night and strafed the regiment where you were camped.
Was anyone hurt?
No.
What about the horses?
No, but they were scattered. And all of you had to go out and look for them. Where had they run off to? And the German artillery were shelling places where there might be regiments camped out. They were just dropping 2 or 3 every now and then in case they might happen to drop some shells on someone out there looking for horses.
Oh, they do that all the time. It means we've got them on the run.
But Charlie, I have to tell you. I have to tell you. You've come and found her in a field. She wakes from her dream and stands up. You're happy, she's happy, she is unhurt, and you can take her back home. I dream it all the time.
Is that when they shell the field?
Yes. And I swear you hear them, but you don't move, and I always wonder why.
We're just counting the thousands from the flashes to the rumbles.
Yes.
Before they land, before I die, do I say anything?
Yes, something. I cannot make it out. I'm sorry.
I guess we won't be getting married. I guess we don't.
I'm so sorry.
I'm sorry too.
I nearly died of heartache. For months I swear that I can't move. I float down the river with my name on the prow.
You get better though.
I do.
You don't die.
I live.
You marry someone good. Tell me you marry someone good.
Not yet. Tomorrow.
Just love him as well as you can and be happy, please.
I'm sorry I never came to meet you in the barn.
You did tonight.
I'm sorry I never stopped you from going.
You did tonight.
I'm so sorry. It's the worst thing I ever did, and I can't forget you.
Don't forget, just let go.
I'm trying to. It's just that you're in everything all the time.
Let me be in everything, just a little less maybe.
Will you always be there?
Yes, Mary, always. But I have to go now.
Please don't go. Stay with me.
Can't stay. I have to go and it's time for you to wake up.
But I can't.
Yes, you can. I have to go now.
No, please, Charlie, stay with me. Kiss me, please.
I love you.
I love you so much.
You're the very best. The very best thing. I'll see you someday.
I hope so. I do hope so. There's a thunderstorm coming.
I don't mind getting a little wet.
But what are you going to do?
I think I'll just go for a ride. I think I'll just go for a ride and enjoy the rain a little bit. But don't worry. When you wake up, you never think of this again. Mary's wedding is sunny. When you wake up, I've been lying under the grass for nearly 2 years now. When you wake up, you never have this dream again. And when you wake up, this is what I see. I see you in a white dress, in a church, with your mother and friends doing your hair, and yellow flowers. And you're beautiful. I see the tears on your face as you walk down the aisle, with your friends and family smiling at you. They think you're crying because of all the excitement. You walk slowly with your face looking at the floor. You try hard with every step. Your eyes slowly rise to see the face of the good man you're about to marry. You slowly smile like the sunrise, and your heart is like the clear blue sky. You smile, Mary. And outside, there's a soft wind. And in that wind, there's the sound of a horse riding in the field. Just barely there, faint in the summer wind.
But how do you know?
Because I'm in it.
And that's the end of the dream. It begins at the end and ends at the beginning. Like before, Charlie rides off thinking of me. Only now, there is no more. You my dress and my husband are waiting. It is a July wedding on a Saturday morning in 1920. I still think of him. I see him on horses. I see him running with them, riding in fields, in forests, in evenings and in mornings. I hear him in church bells. I see white dresses, flowers, little babies, and Charlie is still there for all of it. Only now, a little less. Only now, a little bit less. And that will have to be enough. Goodbye, Charlie.
Goodbye, Mary. You want to know what I say before the shells land?
Yes, please.
Wake up, Mary. Wake up.